Hi there, it's Kalymnios from the Thought Gym, here helping you become your superhuman self. This series of videos is all around movement. So this is about how can we move our bodies a little bit more, maybe first thing in the morning, maybe during the day when you've been sat down at your desk for a while. So what I call them is 5-a-day movement flows. Why am I calling it that? Well, because we're often told about eating 5 a day in terms of fruit and vegetable, but not always in terms of movement. So the way it's going to work is these are only 5 minutes long. There are 5 exercises and you do each exercise for 30 seconds, which means you do each exercise twice. There are different series in this whole movement repertoire, from a foundational piece to a mobility piece to a stretching piece to a strength to a more of a HIIT training, even to a Qigong inspired flow as well. So there are many different ones, and the way it works is that you either take 5 minutes and you just do 5 minutes. So maybe when you wake up in the morning, just before you brush your teeth and jump out the door, you do your 5 minutes. Or if you've got 10 minutes, you can do it twice or stack a second one on. Or if you've got 25 minutes, maybe you stack 5 together. So it's really up to you how you do it. They're going to be individually set as videos, but then they'll be all stitched together in one long flow as well. So you can actually do this as an entire thing with one video. But really the idea is you just do 5 minutes, and if you've got 10 minutes, you stack a second one, 15, you stack a second one, a third one. Also, there will be, with some of the exercises, more like beginner, intermediate sections and more advanced sections. So where appropriate, the screen will be split and you'll have the beginner section on one side, or beginner intermediate on one side, or intermediate advanced on the other side, depending on the particular exercise. So do what you can, and there'll be a timer as well, so you'll be able to just follow along with the timer, and the idea is not to think about it. If this isn't the first time you're watching the video, no need to watch the introductions and the exercise explanations. You can just jump straight into the exercise. But we're going to get started by showing you the different exercises for each of the routines, and then the routine will be after that. So the video will be longer than 5 minutes. So without any further ado, let's get started. Welcome to the balance series in the 5-a-day movement flow. So this one is all about balance. Again, there's going to be regressions or easier versions of the ones we're going to do, which we're going to demonstrate all of them today. So the first one that we're going to be doing is tree pose. So tree pose is typically on one leg, and the one leg is bent and sitting somewhere along the leg. The only thing I would say is not to put it on the knee. So if, like me, you've got a bit of trouble bringing it above your knee, then just keep it below the knee. The regression for this one will be just to have the part of the foot on the floor and just balancing mainly on one leg, and maybe you can kind of tap a little bit as you come off the floor. Of course, the option is to do it close to a wall. All of the options will be a good idea close to the wall, so you can do this. In terms of the hands, I'm not going to be too prescriptive. If you're a bit of a balance guru, you'll know that higher up will be harder, eyes closed will be harder than down, balance like this. So it doesn't really matter on the arms, you'll see me doing different things. So that's the first one, is that. Next one is dancer's pose. So we bend the knee and we grab hold of the foot. I tend to like to grab it from the instep, and maybe you hold it like this. Other option, a bit more challenging, is to come down and kick into the hand so that you open up the space between your thigh and your ankle. Okay, so if I just show you that. Other option, you can hold. If it's a little bit too challenging to do this, then maybe just have your knee up and you balance on one leg. Okay. This is going to be your safety. Maybe you have your leg like this. That's also cool. Okay, doesn't really matter. So that's that one. Then we go into the next one, which is standing on one leg, again with the knee bent, but this time introducing the twist. So you hold on and then you twist. This right hand can be on your lower back, or it can be extended away from you. Again, if you've got a wall, you can have that as a safety option. You can even place your thigh or your foot up against a wall, a bit like this, so that you can be a bit more balanced, a little bit more protected. Okay? Next one after that is Warrior 3, which is a T shape. So coming down, your arms might be in front. This will be maybe the harder version to come into some sort of T shape. A little bit easier to bring the hands in or to the aeroplane side. If you are just starting out and it's a little bit tricky for you, you don't have to come down that far. You maybe just do this. This might be your balance, okay? So that's your balance. That is not necessary. This is perfectly fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Okay? All of that's good. So that's the option. And then the last option is half moon. So this is quite challenging. I'm going to take a block. You might want a block or brick or a table nearby. Place the brick about a foot or so in front of your leading foot. The back foot is going to come up. You're going to hold onto the block. You're going to open up the hips and maybe you stay here. Okay, you engage that standing leg, you engage the floating leg, maybe the arm goes up. This is maybe your half moon. Okay, regression again is coming up less. Instead of all the way up, come up a little bit, maybe you're balancing like this. This might be more than enough, okay? It's quite challenging. So there are your 5 exercises with your 5 regressions. Let's get started. Coming into tree on one side, we'll try and hold it for the 30 seconds on the one side. So again, just don't put the foot on the knee. It can be below the knee or above the knee. Place the hands wherever you want. They can be in prayer position, they could be on your waist, they can be out here, up here. Doesn't really matter where you have them. Obviously the higher up they are tends to be harder. The higher up you look tends to be harder as well. So closing the eyes can help. Okay, dancer's pose, so bending the knee, grabbing hold of either the outside or the inside, keeping the knees together to begin with, raising the hand and then kicking into that foot, kicking into the hand, sorry, that brings the chest down. Again, maybe there's something that you can hold on to temporarily. Standing leg is engaged. It's right and natural to wobble. That's fine. Coming up, taking our twist. So I'm doing all this on the same leg, so I'm using my right leg as the prop and the left leg is the one that's taking all the balance at the moment. Okay, taking our twist here. So I'm really going to feel it in the left leg at the end of this 2.5 minutes. Coming into Warrior 3. So again, coming into any position that works. Squeezing the butt, opening up a little bit more. Arms can be to the side, in front, wherever works for you. Then half moon. Again, this is all on the left leg, raising that right leg as much as possible, or at least for me, whatever side it is for you. Maybe you're looking up towards the hand, maybe the hand is on the hip, maybe you're looking down. It's a little bit easier if you look down than look up. And then back onto the right leg, taking, at least I think we are, yep, right leg, having the balance there. I actually find my right is harder to balance on than my left, typically, so I'm not sure if that's the situation for you. Normally left and right are slightly different, so that's just normal. So just like normal trees, it's fine to sway. You just want to stay rooted. Back into holding onto the leg, taking the instep, raising the right hand, kicking the hand away. Slowly coming down. Try and find something to focus on and look at. Ideally something that's not moving. Oh, if If you wobble, that's fine. So I try and look at the time. Getting ready to come into our bent knee position. Again, looking behind us. We can either place the hand behind us or we can place it on our hip, lower back. Really feel this in the glutes as well. So not only is it balancing, it's really strengthening along that leg. Getting ready to come into our warrior 3. Finding our way down towards the floor in that T shape. Ooh, swaying a little bit is natural, normal. Getting ready to come into our half moon. Grabbing our block. Hopefully your leg is still alive. Last pose. Squeezing, tensing the thigh muscle of the standing leg, rooting down through that big toe, extending that floating leg away from you. Opening up the hips as much as works for your body. We're all different. I'm not a super flexible guy. I do what I can. And then we are done. Give yourselves a little bit of a pat and a clap on the thighs. Wake them up again. And a big round of applause. Thank you for doing this 5-a-day movement flow. I hope it's made you feel a little bit better. And remember, you can stack the flows, do them repeatedly throughout the day, morning, at work, when you come home, just before you go to bed, whenever you want to do it. If you've got 5 minutes, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, whatever it is, and stack them on. So be sure to check out the other videos in this series so that you can get all the benefits. And remember to connect with me online, social media or otherwise, The Thought Gym, Harry Kalymnios, that's where you're gonna find me. Cheers, bye-bye.